Hello my friends, today we are in the south of Italy in the national park of Sila, and we are taking we are hiking a bit, not too much, and then I will cook a good rice. I want to find a good spot near a water source, and I hope to find it with you. So stay tuned and let's enjoy this winter day together. This time I forgot at home my precious small outdoor axe. In winter I really like, or better, I really need an axe to start a fire, to split the wood. Usually in summer you just grab some stick around and start the fire. In winter you have to split the wood and sometimes to make a good shield for the fire, and so to make the point to the logs is the best to have a small axe with you. For me, I have many types of axes. I have the outdoor, which is the smallest that I own. Then I have the small forest, and then I have the Scandinavian axe. And I have to say that even if I really like to use the Scandinavian axe, it's really I rarely use it because it's big, doesn't fit in the backpack, and you don't need it usually if you don't have to build a shelter, a big shelter, or eventually to make a bed for the night. But anyway, you can always use a good saw instead of that. I'm not saying that you can replace a good big axe with a saw. Not at all. As I said, I really like to split the wood and to use the axe, especially the Scandinavian forest. But usually in the day out, even in winter, you don't need the Scandi. And also the small forest for me is a bit heavy. You can use it. Many of you already use it every day in the open. But for me, the outdoor model is much more packable and light, and it's enough for what you need in the forest. As I said, I speak only for my experience and for my needs. In winter, if you don't have a small axe with you, like me, you usually prefer to have at least a good knife, a reasonable long blade. I have with me the Enzo trapper, which I build with my hands, or at least I build the handle with my hand. And as you can see, it's a bit longer than the usual blade, the usual Bushcraft blade. And also the point is not the same as it's a drop point, but it's not a narrow point like usually you see on a Bushcraft knife. But except for the point that I prefer the Bushcraft knives, for the length is better for me, because you can split a bit longer logs, a bit bigger in the size logs, and you don't have to worry to break the tip on it. I always repeat during my videos that it's in my experience is much easier to start the fire in the full winter during the snow season instead of in this season when everything is wet and moist, full of moist, and the rain keeps coming down every time. As you can see, guys, many rivers around here, so won't be difficult to find a good spot to start the fire and cook the rice near the water source. Here in this park of the Sila, this national park, you can always find many big area like this in the middle of nowhere, because now I'm not on a trail, and yet I'm in this plain area, which is for me it's weird, because I found this type of open area only along the trail where people can stop by and have a good time with the friends and the family. I'm not used to find it in the middle of nowhere, but again, this park is really big, and also is not very crowded, especially during winter when you can find only wolves and myself, of course. It's really beautiful, this park. I love it very much. I get used to it, and every time I come here I'm happy. You see, this is the sign for the park, and as you can see, it's composed by 3 wolves, and so as you can understand, it's full of wolves around here. I can say that I find myself at home in this place. We can see that it's been raining for many days. It's full of water everywhere, and in this part of Italy they are not used to receive so much water, and it's causing some damage too. But anyway, the nature always heals itself in some way. It's good to know that this trail, it's not a big trail, but this trail that I'm hiking is called Trail of Italy, and that's because connects whole Italy from the north to the south of Italy. And it's I think it's the longest trail in Europe, and it's not very famous at all, but I don't know why. As I said other times, many people keep crowding the Appalachian Trail, and now they are saying that the number will be closed, the number of people that can hike in these famous trails, while here in Italy, I don't know if it's good or bad, but this long and famous trail, also beautiful trails like this, are a desert. There's deserts, are deserts, and anyway, I know that only a person in the years have made all this trail from the start, from the beginning, from to the end. I don't think it's a matter of difficulty, but more a matter of knowing that this trail exists. Also, here the hiking people like me and you guys are not so famous, so it's not such a famous activity, which is bad, I think, but anyway, this is it. As I said many times, it's really important to always have with you a good compass or a GPS to keep track of your trail, because it's really easy to get lost, and with something like a good day hike could become a real problem. It has been happened many times. But anyway, it's also important to keep note of many trees, many signs that the nature gives to you during your trail, because for any reason, if you get lost and you lost, even you don't have a compass, or you lost it, you will always have your memories to help you if you walk around looking at the signs. I know that in an environment like this, everything seems similar and even equal, but you always have signs of things. For example, I see that I have this small river always on my left side, and so this is something to remember. Also, when you find a tree bigger than the other, or with a special shape, you have to remember it, because if you want to go back, you won't get lost. And also, it's an attitude that you can upgrade with the time and the experience. There in the distance you can see a lake, big lake that they have around here. They have two lakes. This is the bigger one. I don't think we will be able to see it better, because this is the highest point of the trail, and also I want to find a good spot to cook. So this is it, guys, for the lake. But it's good to have seen it, because I didn't think I would be able to see it. Now I have to find a way to cross this beautiful river. I guess this will be the other part of The trail continues there. Now the trail has become narrow, really narrow, as you can see, and it's a bit more difficult to follow because it's not signed very well, as you all see. But if you understand where you are going and the point that you want to reach on the map, usually you find the way, even through this mess. Now, this is the place that this one here is the place that I've chosen for my fire pit, because it's protected from the wood backwards, and also we have a small river where you can get the water. And also I've been here some time ago, and I guess that we will find some coils exactly right there that I have left a few months ago. Beautiful place, guys. Split. It's really important that you don't get lazy in this stage, because you need to make a good pile of feather sticks in the winter to start the fire. Because if you mess up and you just make one small feather stick and use just this to start the fire, you won't be able to sustain it, because the wood is too wet, and you will have to start the process all over again. I find this bottle the best on the market. Nalgene, I guess the right name is. Anyway, I will put the description in the. I will put them in the description for those of you that are looking for a good bottle. It's always good to use the sand from the river when you have it at your disposal. No need for a fancy soaps. This is the best soap you can find. This is the best soap you can find in the nature, and it's not polluting anything. We have found the time to boil some water and make the tea. We are around 0 degrees Celsius, but no snow yet. Near the fire you stay very well. When you stay too much far from the fire, it's really full of moist, and the temperature of your body drops down really quickly. Cheers, my friends.